You're drifting off with WSLP AM, Big Rapids.
Sleep baseball.
The Northwoods Baseball Radio Network presents Sleep Baseball. Tonight, from Kitarmori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin, it's the Tomah Tigers hosting the Manistee Eagles of Manistee, Michigan. And now your host, Wally McCarthy.
Good evening, friends. Tonight, producer Phil and I are back at beautiful Kitarmori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin, as the Tomah Tigers host the Manistee Eagles of Manistee, Michigan. The Eagles are in the greater Wisconsin Dells area for a few games on this side of Lake Michigan, and we'll be right along with them for the duration of this road trip. And we'd like to thank the fine folks at the Tomah Motor Lodge for their generous hospitality. It is a perfect night for a ball game. 76 degrees at game time. The outfield flags gently blowing in. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Manistee Eagles. Leading off, third baseman Ali Nunez. Batting second, playing left field, Mickey Navarro. First baseman Gian Haggerty will bat third. In the cleanup spot, center fielder Lincoln Smathers. Smathers has been on a tear of late and currently leads the league in runs batted in. Right fielder Billy Joe Rickson will bat fifth. Catcher J.B. Gantry will bat sixth. Batting seventh, second baseman Rodrigo Merrihew. Batting eighth, shortstop Tito McCaskill. And batting ninth, starting pitcher Virgil Hughes. Hughes enters tonight's contest with a record of 4-6 and an ERA of 5.14. The starting pitcher for the Tomah Tigers is Giorgio Mullins. He enters tonight's game with a record of 7-3 and a 3.89 ERA. His battery partner is catcher Clifton Santiago. And defensively for the Tomah Tigers, Ernesto Stern is at first. Vaughn Kramer is at second base. Bert Sessions will play third base. Sharky Bush is at shortstop. In left field this evening, Prudence Jefferson. Schmitty Diaz is in center field. and Bruford Kosinski rounds things out in right field. Kosinski is back after a week-long stint playing in Japan for the Kyoto Cardinals. The Tomah Tigers are managed by Yuki Fukuda, the grandson of Tigers founder Harry Fukuda. And the Manistee Eagles skipper is veteran manager Buzz Douglas. And a reminder that the first inning is brought to you by Swiss Water. Don't let caffeine throw you a curveball at bedtime. Look for coffees decaffeinated using the Swiss Water process, a chemical-free decaffeination method that leaves coffee with an all-star taste. Learn more at SwissWater.com. And Crew Chief Standish Wellington has signaled that it's time to play ball, so we are underway here at Kitarmori Park. And Ali Nunez will step in to lead us off against Giorgio Mullins. Nunez batting .272 this season. And the pitch. And that's a slider that misses outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Grounder to first. Stearns got it, and he steps on the bag for out number 1. One out, bases empty for Mickey Navarro. And the pitch. That's a dribbler toward third. Sessions racing in, and he fires to first in time to retire Navarro. Two outs, nobody on for Gian Haggerty. And the pitch. And that's a slider in there for strike 1. The 0-1. And that's in the dirt. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses outside, 2-1. The 2-1. Curveball misses low, and Mullins falls behind, 3-1. And the pitch. That's smacked foul and out of play. Full count. The payoff pitch. Fastball in there for strike 3 to end the inning. And that's a 9-pitch inning for Giorgio Mullins. And the Eagles go down in order. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
And welcome back with us here at Kitarmori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. We are scoreless as we enter the bottom of the first, and Ernesto Stern will step in against Manistee starter Virgil Hughes. And the pitch to Stern. Fastball taken for strike one. The 0-1. Chop to second. Merrihew scoops it up and flips to Haggerty for the first out. One out, nobody aboard for Schmitty Diaz. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Curveball misses low, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled back, 1-2. The 1-2. And that hits Diaz in the hand, it appears. And he will trot down to first. Looks like it just grazed him, and he appears to be okay. Runner on first, one out for Bert Sessions. And the pitch. Curveball in the dirt, ball one. And the 1-0. Fastball called a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Another curveball in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1. Fouled back, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball misses low, full count. It appears Hughes is having a little trouble locating his breaking ball this evening. The payoff pitch. And that's a chopper up the middle for a base hit. And Diaz will end up at third base. One out, runners on the corners for Prudence Jefferson. And the pitch. Fastball outside, 1-0. The 1-0. And that's flied right into the glove of shortstop Tito McCaskill for out number 2. 2 outs, runners at first and third for Clifton Santiago. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. And that's a cutter that paints the corner for strike 2. And the 0-2. Curveball outside, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And that's popped into shallow center. McCaskill drifting over. And he has it for out number 3. No score at the end of 1 here in Kitarmori Park. And we'll be back with the second inning here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is Salty Sal of Salt City Confections. In addition to our world-famous popcorn balls, try our bonbons, rock candy, and nut-covered sweetmeats. We're located on the Manistee Riverwalk next to the world's largest cupcake. Salt City Confections. Your confection connection.
And welcome back with us here at Kitarmori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. No score here as we begin the top of the second, and Lincoln Smathers will step in against Giorgio Mullins. Mullins' pitch. Fastball misses just outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Fouled back and out of play, 1-1. The 1-1. Slider called a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. One out, nobody on for Billy Joe Rickson. And the pitch. Chopped foul down the first base line, 0-1. And the 0-1. Fouled back and out of play, 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Slider in the dirt, 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss on that high heater, and Rickson is down on strikes. Two outs, nobody aboard for J.B. Gantry. And the pitch. Curveball in there for a called strike 1. The 0-1. Fouled back and out of play, 0-2. The 0-2. Fly to deep right, and that will knuckle foul and into the stands, and we'll do it again. The pitch. And that's a fastball called a strike to end the inning. And Giorgio Mullins strikes out the side here in the second. We'll be back with more baseball in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hey kids, this is Blink Rederson. I'm here at Ted's Fishing World, and I just want to say they've got some great deals for people that like to fish or wish they could fish. They have reels, and they have lures, and they have bait. RLB, they call it. You can get the RLB specials 25% off if you mention my name, Blink Rederson. Ted's Fishing World. If fishing's in your head, trust Ted. Ted.
And welcome back to Kitarmori Park here in Tomah, Wisconsin. No score here as we begin the bottom of the second inning, and Bruford Kosinski is due up against Virgil Hughes. And the pitch. And that's ripped to deep right field, and that will bounce into the stands for a ground rule double. And that's a leadoff double for Bruford Kosinski. Runner on second, nobody out for Vaughn Kramer. And the pitch. Fastball misses low, 1-0. The 1-0. And that's fouled back, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Changeup downstairs, ball 2. The 2-1. Chopper to short. McCaskill has it and flips to first to retire Kramer. Kosinski reaches third on the fielder's choice. Runner on third, one out for Sharky Bush. And the pitch. And that bounces in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0. Chopped foul, 1-1. The 1-1. Curveball misses outside, 2-1. The 2-1. Outside again, and Hughes falls behind, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Curveball in the dirt, and that's a one-out walk for Sharky Bush. Runners on the corners, 1 out for the pitcher's spot, Giorgio Mullins. And the pitch. And that's a chopper on the right side that will squeak through for an RBI single as Kosinski comes in to score. Sharky Bush will advance to second base. And Tomah breaks the ice in the bottom of the second, and it's a 1-0 ball game. Runners on first and second, 1 out for the top of the Tigers order, Ernesto Stern. Stern grounded out in the first inning. And the pitch. And that's flared into center. Nobody there. And that will drop in for a hit. And Bush will score from second. And the Tigers now lead 2-0. 1 out. Runners on first and second for Schmitty Diaz. Diaz was hit by a pitch in the first inning. And the pitch. Fly ball to center. Smathers is there, and he has it for the second out. 2 outs, runners on first and second for Bert Sessions. Sessions had a base hit in the first. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Curveball misses outside, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Grounder to third. Nunez has it and fires to first to retire Sessions to end the inning. But the Tomah Tigers get on the board, and they now lead 2-0. We'll be back with the third inning in a moment, here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is Giovanni Gasparo. When I was a kid, we did all kinds of crazy things, like stand on our heads and eat a cracker. Later, some of my friends turned to their drugs, and all kinds of things happened to them. This has been Giovanni Gasparo with the PSA for WSLP.
And welcome back to Kitarmori Park here in Tomah, Wisconsin. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. Top of the third, Tomah leading Manistee 2-0. and Rodrigo Merrihew will step in against Giorgio Mullins. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Curveball misses outside, 1-1. The 1-1. And he takes a wild swing at that slider in the dirt, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses low, 2-2. The 2-2. Fouled back and out of play, and we'll do it again. The pitch. And he looks at a fastball for strike 3. And that's 5 strikeouts in a row for Mullins. 1 out, nobody on for Tito McCaskill. And the pitch. Fastball misses low, 1-0. The 1-0. Low again for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch. Chopped foul down the first base line, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Curveball misses low, 3-1. And the 3-1. And that's in the dirt for ball 4. McCaskill draws a 1-out walk. Runner on first, 1 out for the pitcher's spot, Virgil Hughes. And the pitch. Curveball outside, ball 1. The 1-0. And that's bunted foul, 1-1. The 1-1. And that's bunted right in front of the plate. Santiago is going to try for the lead runner. And that's an errant throw that ends up in center field. And McCaskill will end up at third. Hughes is safe at first. That's going to be an error on the catcher. Score that one E2. Runners on first and third. 1 away for the top of the Manistee order. Ollie Nunez. Nunez flied out in the first inning. And the pitch to Nunez. Breaking ball misses low and outside, 1-0. The 1-0. And that's in the dirt for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch. And he waves at that sinker, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Changeup misses outside, and Mullins falls behind, 3-1. And the pitch. Grounder to short. Bush scoops it up and steps on the bag. And the throw to first is in time. And that's a 6-3 double play to end the inning. Giorgio Mullins gets out of a jam here in the third. And it remains the Tomah Tigers 2, the Manistee Eagles nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
And welcome back with us here at Kitarmori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. Bottom of the third, Tomah leads Manistee 2-0. And the heart of the Tigers lineup, Prudence Jefferson, is due up against Virgil Hughes. Jefferson lined out in the first inning. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. The 0-1. Fastball called a strike, 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. That's popped into center. Smathers is camped under it. and he makes the catch for out number 1. And Clifton Santiago will step in. 1 out, nobody aboard. And the pitch. Fastball outside, 1-0. The 1-0. And that's a fastball called a strike, 1-1. The 1-1. Curveball misses outside, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Changeup misses high, and Hughes falls behind, 3-1. And the pitch. Another changeup high, and Santiago is aboard with a 1-out walk. Runner on first, 1 away for Bruford Kosinski. Kosinski had a double and scored a run in the 2nd inning. And the pitch. Fastball misses low, 1-0. The 1-0. Smashed foul down the third base line, 1-1. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Kosinski chased a curveball, and it's 1-2. And the 1-2. Popped into shallow right. Rickson drifting in, and he has it for out number 2. 2 outs, runner on first for Vaughn Kramer. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. And that fastball misses outside, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that curveball paints the corner for a called strike, 1-2. The 1-2. And Kramer swings out of his shoes chasing that outside curve. And that's a strikeout to end the inning. With 3 in the books, it remains Tomah 2, Manistee nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello. You know me. This is Ed Uncle Hat. My good friends at Ed Horn's House of Sleep asked me to drop by and talk to you a minute about their mattresses and other sleep-related items. Beds, headboards, nightcaps, and essential oils. They just added the essential oils last week. Ed Horn's wife, Beatrice, got over there, and she's really into the essential oils. She makes her own. They have a few little tubs out back. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Ed Horn's House of Sleep. You don't need to count your sheep if you go to Ed Horn's House of Sleep. Ed Horn.
And welcome back with us. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you from Kitarmori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. As we head to the top of the fourth inning, Tomah leads Manistee 2-0, and Mickey Navarro will step in against Giorgio Mullins. Navarro grounded out in the first inning. And the pitch. Curveball misses outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. He was a little tardy on that heater from Mullins. The 1-1. Fouled back, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And he swings and misses on a curveball in the dirt, and Navarro is down on strikes. 1 out, nobody on for Gian Haggerty. Haggerty struck out in the first inning. And the pitch. Slider misses outside, 1-0. And the 1-0. And that's a chopper through the infield for a base hit. And that's the first hit of the game so far for the Manistee Eagles. 1 out, runner on first for Lincoln Smathers. Smathers struck out in the second inning. And the pitch. And that's grounded through the gap into left field for a base hit. And Haggerty will advance to second base. Runners on first and second. 1 out for Billy Joe Rickson. Rickson was a strikeout victim in the second. And the pitch. Curveball misses low, 1-0. The 1-0. Fastball in there for a called strike, 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. And that's flied foul down the third base line, 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss for out number 2. And that's the 7th strikeout now for Giorgio Mullins. 2 outs, runners on first and second for J.B. Gantry. And the pitch. Fastball misses low, 1-0. The 1-0. Curveball outside, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Slider misses low and outside, and Mullins falls behind, 3-0. And the pitch. And that's in the dirt, and Gantry draws a 4-pitch walk. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Rodrigo Merrihew. Merrihew struck out looking in the 3rd inning. And the pitch. Curveball in the dirt, ball 1. The 1-0. And Merrihew takes an awkward cut on that slider in the dirt, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Chopped foul, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And that's a slider in the dirt. Merrihew checked his swing, ball 2. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Mullins works his way out of a bases-loaded jam here in the 4th. After 3.5, it remains Tomah 2, Manistee nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello. This is Winston T. Winston, President of WSLP. I would like to cordially invite you to WSLP Circus Days at the Carpetland parking lot on Colfax. Look for the large circus tent and the clowns making balloon sculptures. Balloons provided by Mr. King's Party Goods. There will be hot dogs and chips and snow cones and cotton candy, blue and pink flavors. Please join me, Winston T. Winston, Wally McCarthy, and Blink Rederson, and other special guests to be announced at WSLP Circus Days at the Carpetland parking lot on Colfax this weekend. Thank you.
And welcome back with us here at Kitarmori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil reporting. As we begin the bottom of the fourth, the Tomah Tigers lead the Manistee Eagles 2-0, and Sharky Bush is due up against Virgil Hughes. Bush drew a walk and scored a run in the second inning. And the pitch. Curveball called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, and that curveball misses outside, 1-1. The 1-1. Fastball called a strike, 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside, count even at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Chopped to second. Merrihew has it and tosses to first in time to retire Sharky Bush. 1 out, bases empty for the pitcher spot, Giorgio Mullins. Mullins had a base hit in the second inning. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss on that low curveball, 0-2. And the 0-2. And he looks at strike 3 for out number 2. 2 outs now, nobody on for the top of the Tomah order, Ernesto Stern. Stern had an RBI single in the second. And the pitch. And that misses high for ball 1. The 1-0. Fastball called a strike, 1-1. The 1-1. And that curveball paints the corner for strike 2. The 1-2 pitch. And that's a slider in the dirt, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball in the dirt to end the inning. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Virgil Hughes. At the end of 4, Tomah leads Manistee 2-0. And we'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
I'm Giovanni Gasparo for Mr. King's Particles. We're the only one in the Quint City area with a helium. How else you going to throw a balloon without a helium? That's what I say. Go over to Mr. King's Particles. Tell him that Giovanni Gasparo sent him. What a lift. Mr. King's Particles.
And you're back with Wally McCarthy and producer Phil here at Kitarmori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. Tomah leads Manistee 2-0 as we begin the 5th inning here. And Tito McCaskill will step into the box to face Giorgio Mullins. McCaskill drew a walk in the 3rd inning. And the pitch to McCaskill. Popped up, shallow right. Stern is drifting back, and he has it for out number 1. 1 out, nobody on for the pitcher's spot, Virgil Hughes. Hughes reached base on an error in the 3rd. And the pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike 1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. And he waves at that slider in the dirt, and Hughes is down on strikes. And that's strikeout number 9 for Giorgio Mullins so far this evening. 2 outs, nobody on for the top of the Manistee order, Ali Nunez. And the pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike 1. The 0-1. Curveball misses outside, 1-1. The 1-1. Chopped foul and out of play, 1-2. The 1-2. Curveball just misses inside, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Check swing, and he did not go around on that outside curve. Full count. And the payoff pitch. That's a fastball that runs inside, and that's a 2-out walk for Ali Nunez. Runner on first, 2 outs for Mickey Navarro. Navarro has grounded out and struck out this evening. And the pitch. Slider in the dirt, ball 1. The 1-0. Another slider misses low, 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch. Chopper to second. Kramer scoops it up and flips to first in time to end the inning. And after 4 1/2, Tomah leads Manistee 2-0. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
And welcome back in with us here at Kitarmori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. The Tomah Tigers lead the Manistee Eagles 2-0 as we begin the bottom of the fifth. And Schmitty Diaz will step in against Virgil Hughes. And the pitch. And that's a fastball that paints the corner for a called strike one. The 0-1. Breaking ball misses outside, 1-1. And the 1-1. Chopped foul, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Fastball high and outside, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. And Diaz sends that one to left. Navarro is there, and he has it for out number one. Bases empty, one out for Bert Sessions. Sessions singled in the first and grounded out in the second inning. And the pitch. Breaking ball misses low and outside. Ball one. The 1-0. Fastball in there for a called strike. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Chopped foul down the third base line. 1-2. And here's the 1-2. And that's hit into the gap in left center. And that's a one-out single for Bert Sessions. Runner on first. One out for Prudence Jefferson. Jefferson has flied out twice this evening. And the pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike one. The 0-1. Chopped to third. Nunez to Merrihew to Haggerty. And that's an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play. With 5 in the books here at Kitarmori Park, Tomah is still on top 2-0. And we'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
$10.3 AV. Specializing in Betamax and multi-regional DVD. The only such service in the Quint City area. $10.3 AV.
And welcome back again. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you at Kitarmori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. Tomah leading 2-0 as we begin the 6th inning. And Gian Haggerty is due up against Giorgio Mullins. Haggerty had a base hit in the 4th, struck out in the 1st. And the pitch. Curveball misses outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Fastball called a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that fastball misses high, 2-1. The 2-1. Curveball in the dirt, and Mullins falls behind, 3-1. The 3-1. And that's a slider that misses outside, and Haggerty has a leadoff walk to begin the 6th inning. Nobody on, runner on first for Lincoln Smathers. And the pitch. Slider misses outside, 1-0. And the 1-0. And that's a curveball in the dirt, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball called a strike, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Another fastball called a strike, count even at 2-2. And the 2-2. And that curveball runs inside, full count. The payoff pitch. Curveball called a strike, and Smathers is out number 1. And that's the 10th strikeout of the game for Giorgio Mullins. 1 out, runner on first for Billy Joe Rickson. Rickson has struck out twice this evening. And the pitch. Curveball inside, 1-0. The 1-0. And that's a slider in the dirt, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Curveball way outside, and Mullins falls behind, 3-0. And the 3-0. Fastball misses low, and that's a 1-out walk for Billy Joe Rickson. Runners on first and second, 1 out for J.B. Gantry. And the pitch. And that's a base hit to shallow left. Runners will advance. Haggerty will be held at third. Bases loaded now, 1 out for Rodrigo Merrihew. Merrihew has struck out twice this evening. And the pitch. Breaking ball cut on and missed, 0-1. The 0-1 popped up on the infield, and crew chief Standish Wellington signals infield fly, and Merrihew is out. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Tito McCaskill, who has flied out and walked so far this evening. And the pitch. Fastball misses high, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. And that's a slider in the dirt, ball 2. The 2-0 pitch. Chopper to third. Sessions has it and flips to second to end the inning. Giorgio Mullins gets out of a bases-loaded jam here in the 6th, and it remains Tomah 2, Manistee nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hi, and this is Blink Rederson for Ted's Fishing World. Are you looking for a date night idea for you and the missus, or a special person in your life? Try Ted's Alluring Night Out. Learn to make your own lures that you can use when you go fishing with your catch. Ted's Fishing World. If fishing's in your head, trust Ted.
And welcome back into Kitarmori Park here in Tomah, Wisconsin. The Tomah Tigers lead the Manistee Eagles 2-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. And Clifton Santiago is due up against Virgil Hughes. Santiago has walked and flied out this evening. And here's the pitch. Changeup misses high, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball very high for ball 2. The 2-0. Hooking foul and out of play, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Curveball high and Hughes falls behind, 3-1. And the 3-1. Curveball called a strike. Full count. And the payoff pitch. And that's hit into deep left center. Still going. And that's going to bounce off the wall. Navarro chasing after it. And that's going to be a leadoff stand-up triple for Clifton Santiago. Runner on third. Nobody out for Bruford Kosinski. Kosinski had a double in the second, flied out in the third. Infield playing in for Manistee. And the pitch. Curveball misses outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Fastball cut on and missed, 1-1. The 1-1. Chopped foul, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses high, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. That's a curveball that misses low, full count. The payoff pitch. Chopped foul down the first base line, and we'll do it again. The pitch. Curveball misses low for ball 4, and Kosinski draws a walk. Runners on the corners. Nobody out for Vaughn Kramer. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Fouled back and out of play, 0-2. And the 0-2. Fastball outside, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Changeup misses outside, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Fly to center. Smathers going after it. That's going to be deep enough to get the run in. Smathers has it. Santiago will tag and score from third. The throw to second. And Kosinski is going to be tagged out going for second base. One run in. 2 outs, and bases empty for Sharky Bush. And the pitch. Sky to center. Smathers drifting back. And he has it for out number 3. The Tomah Tigers put another run on the board, and through 6, they lead 3-0. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello, this is Ed Uncle Hat for Ed Horton's House of Sleep. Ed called me up the other day to help get the word out for his going out for business sale. Seems Ed fell asleep at the wheel there, and the pole barn is stacked to the rafters with mattresses, headboards, lamps, and these new gummies they got there behind the counter. They're supposed to help you sleep. I tried one the other day, and I slept like a baby. I woke up every 3 hours. That's an old joke. Actually, I slept for a day and a half, but that's neither here nor there. They don't have essential oils at the moment because of the mishap, but Beatrice is fine. Anyway, come on down to Ed Horn's house to sleep. You don't need to count your sheep if you go to Ed Horn's house to sleep. Ed Horn.
Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you here at Kitarmori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. As we begin the 7th inning, Tomah leads Manistee 3-0. And pinch hitter Tony Burns will step in against Giorgio Mullins. And the pitch. Fastball misses low, 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss on that inside fastball, 1-1. The 1-1. Chopped foul, 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike, and Burns is down on strikes. 1 out, nobody on for the top of the Manistee order, Ali Nunez. And the pitch to Nunez. Popped up, shallow left. Prudence Jefferson drifting in. And he has it for out number 2. Two outs now, nobody aboard for Mickey Navarro. Navarro is 0 for 3 this evening. And the pitch. Curveball misses low, 1-0. The 1-0. Fastball called a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on that outside curve, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And that's a slider in the dirt. 2-2. And the 2-2. And he waves at a low slider to end the inning. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Giorgio Mullins. Tomah on top, 3-0 as we head into the stretch. And we'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is Giovanni Gasparo. When I was a kid, we did all kinds of crazy things, like to stand on our heads and eat a cracker. Later, some of my friends turned to their drugs, and all kinds of things happened to them. This has been Giovanni Gasparo with the PSA for WSLP.
And welcome back into Kitarmori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil reporting. The Tomah Tigers lead the Manistee Eagles 3-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. And pinch hitter Charlie Tate will step in to face the new Manistee pitcher, reliever Buddy Malone. Buddy Malone is the little brother of Blinky Malone, the ace of the Cadillac Cars pitching staff. And here's the pitch. And that's a curveball in the dirt. Ball 1. The 1-0. Fastball misses low, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Heater high and inside, and Malone falls behind, 3-0. The 3-0. Fastball called a strike. Tate taking all the way on that pitch. And the 3-1. Fouled back and out of play. Full count. The payoff pitch. And that changeup misses low, and that's a leadoff walk for Charlie Tate. Runner on first. Nobody out for the top of the Tigers' order, Ernesto Stern. Stern is 1 for 3 this evening. He drove in a run with a single in the second inning. And the pitch. fastball misses just outside, 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. And the runner goes. And that's a little chopper to second. Merrihew will pick it up and flip to first to retire Stern. And Tate is safe at second base. One out, runner on second for Schmitty Diaz. And the pitch. Fastball in there for strike one. The 0-1. Another fastball, that one outside, 1-1. And the 1-1. Curveball misses low, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Slider in the dirt, and Malone falls behind, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. And he takes a cut on that outside fastball. Full count. The payoff pitch. And that misses very high for ball 4. 2 walks now in the inning for Buddy Malone. Runners on first and second. 1 out for Bert Sessions. Sessions has a couple of singles this evening. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Another fastball in there for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. Changeup misses outside, 1-2. And the 1-2. Another changeup outside, count even at 2-2. And the 2-2. Chopped foul down the first base line, and we'll do it again. And the pitch. And that's a slider in the dirt, full count. The payoff pitch. And Sessions is called out on strikes. Sessions not happy with that call, and he's barking at home plate umpire Fielding Crandall. And now Tigers manager Yuki Fukuda is going to come out of the dugout to have a word with Crandall. Fukuda is known as something of a hothead. And Fukuda is going to be tossed out of the game by Fielding Crandall. And we have liftoff. Fukuda running around the bases now, making some potentially inappropriate hand gestures, and now getting a few more remarks into Fielding Crandall as he touches home plate. And now Fukuda is tossing items from the dugout onto the field of play. Appears to be a case of sunflower seeds. And now a couple of bats. And that looks like a water cooler. Let's take a quick break while the grounds crew gets things cleaned up.
You're drifting off with WSLP AM, Big Rapids.
And welcome back. We are in the bottom of the 7th here at Kitarmori Park. Tigers manager Yuki Fukuda has been tossed from the game, and the debris has been cleared, and relative calm has been restored here at Kitarmori Park. 2 outs, runners on first and second for Prudence Jefferson, who is 0 for 3 this evening. And the pitch. Fastball called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Changeup misses low, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that's a slider in the dirt. 2-1. The 2-1. Fastball cut on and missed. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball outside, full count. Runners will be on the move. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss on that outside curveball to end the inning. With 7 in the books, it remains the Tomah Tigers 3, the Manistee Eagles nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
And welcome back to Kitarmori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. As we begin the top of the 8th inning, the Tomah Tigers are on top 3-0, and Gian Haggerty will step in to face reliever Neftali Olson. Haggerty walked in the 8th, singled in the 4th. And the pitch. Skied foul and out of play, 0-1. The 0-1 popped up right field. Kosinski is camped under it, and he has it for out number 1. Bases empty, 1 out for Lincoln Smathers. Smathers 1 for 3 tonight with a single and 2 strikeouts. And the pitch. Curveball in there for strike 1. And the 0-1. Fouled back, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Curveball called a strike for out number 2. Two outs, nobody aboard for Billy Joe Rickson, who has walked and struck out twice this evening. And the pitch. Check swing, no swing on that outside fastball, 1-0. And the 1-0. fastball called a strike, 1-1. The 1-1. Changeup misses high, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Hooking foul and out of play, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Fly to right, knuckling foul, and that's into the stands in foul territory, and we'll do it again. And the pitch. Hard grounder to third. Nice pick by Sessions, and he fires to first to retire Rickson to end the inning. The Tomah Tigers lead 3-0 after 7.5 here at Kitarmori Park. And we'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
I'm Giovanni Gasparo for Mr. King's Particles. We're the only one in the Queen City area with a helium. How else you gonna float a balloon without a helium? That's what I say. Go over to Mr. King's Particles. Tell him that Giovanni Gasparo sent him. What a lift. Mr. King's Particles.
And welcome back in. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning here at Tomah. The Tomah Tigers are on top 3-0 over the Manistee Eagles. And Clifton Santiago will step in to face Buddy Malone. Santiago belted a leadoff triple in the 6th inning. And the pitch. And that's a slider in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0. And Santiago dances out of the way of that inside fastball. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. And that's hit into the gap in shallow left. And that's a leadoff single for Clifton Santiago. Runner on first. Nobody out for Bruford Kosinski. Kosinski had a leadoff double in the second inning. And the pitch. Curveball misses outside, 1-0. And the 1-0. Fastball called a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Changeup misses just outside, 2-1. The 2-1. Fastball misses low and Malone falls behind, 3-1. And the pitch. Chopped foul down the third base line, full count. And the payoff pitch. And that's a little Texas leaguer into shallow center that will fall in for a base hit. And Santiago will advance to second. Runners on first and second. Nobody out for Vaughn Kramer, who is hitless so far this evening. And the pitch. Curveball called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. And he drops down a bunt, picked up by Malone, who tosses to first to retire Santiago. But he moves the runners along to second and third. One away, runners on second and third for Sharky Bush. And the pitch. Curveball misses low, 1-0. And the 1-0. Bush showing bunt, runners moving. Bush does not make contact, and Santiago is going to be tagged out by third baseman Ali Nunez. The squeeze was on, but Bush unable to get the bunt down. Kosinski will end up safe at third base. 2 outs now, runner on third. The count 1-1 to Sharky Bush. And the pitch. Curveball misses outside, 2-1. And the 2-1. Swing and a miss on that low fastball. Count even at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled back, and we'll do it again. And the pitch. Flied to deep center. Smathers racing after it. And that will drop in for a hit on the warning track. Kosinski will come in to score. And that's a 2-out double for Sharky Bush. And the Tigers now lead 4-0. 2 outs, runner on second for pinch hitter Simon Hashimoto. And the pitch. Slider in the dirt, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Curveball called a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Chopper to second. Merrihew has it and tosses to first in time to retire Hashimoto to end the inning. But the Tomah Tigers put another run across here in the bottom of the 8th, and they now lead 4-0. We'll be back with the 9th inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello, this is Tim at Baraboo Necessities. Where can you go in Baraboo to find everything you need? That's Baraboo Necessities on Berkeley Boulevard. The first 10 customers that come to our grand reopening get a Baraboo Bombers baseball cap. Baraboo Necessities, we've got what you need.
And welcome back once again. Top of the 9th inning here at Kitarmori Park. The Tomah Tigers lead the Manistee Eagles 4-0. And J.B. Gantry is due up against Tigers reliever Miguel Rockford. Rockford's pitch. Cutter swung on and missed. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball in there for strike 2. And the 0-2. Curveball in the dirt, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And that's flared into shallow right. And that's a leadoff single for J.B. Gantry. Runner on first. Nobody out for Rodrigo Merrihew. Merrihew hitless so far this evening. And the pitch. And that runs inside, and Merrihew is hit by the pitch, and he'll trot down to first. Runners on first and second now, nobody out for Tito McCaskill. And the pitch. Chopper to first. Stern has it and steps on the bag to retire McCaskill. Runners will advance to second and third. One away, runners on second and third for pinch hitter Mick Jenkins. And the pitch. Curveball in there for a called strike one. The 0-1. Cutter inside, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Inside again, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Chopped foul down the first base line, 2-2. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss on that looping curveball, and he is down on strikes. Two outs, runners on second and third for the top of the Manistee order, Ali Nunez. Nunez hitless this evening, drew a walk in the fifth. And Manistee is down to their last chance. And the pitch. Bunted foul down the third base line, 0-1. The 0-1. Chopped foul down the first base line, 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. And that's a curveball in the dirt, 1-2. The 1-2. Fouled back, and we'll do it again. And the pitch. curveball misses low, 2-2. The 2-2. Fastball inside, full count. And the payoff pitch. And that's hit into shallow right. And the Manistee Eagles are on the board as Gantry comes in to score, and it's a 4-1 ball game. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for Mickey Navarro, who represents the tying run. And the pitch. Chopped foul, 0-1. And the 0-1. Fouled back, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball high, 1-2. The 1-2. And that's a curveball that misses low, 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Fastball inside, full count. And the payoff pitch. And that's hit in the air to center. Diaz is there. And he has it for out number 3, and that's the ball game. The Tomah Tigers take this one 4-1 over the Manistee Eagles. A nice outing for Giorgio Mullins as he pitches 7 scoreless innings with 12 strikeouts. For the victorious Tomah Tigers, 4 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. For the visiting Manistee Eagles, 1 run on 5 hits, no errors. And we'll be back with the post-game show here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.